there, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time popping in. Today we're just going to do a casual hangout with me and Portland haul. I was actually down in the Portland, Oregon area visiting my bestie Dawn Michelle, and I bought some things while I was there. This is only going to be very tangentially deck related, by which I mean there's one deck and then a bunch of random things. Mostly Sanrio things. So if you just want to see the random things that I picked up or was gifted while I was in Portland, then keep watching. We're just gonna this is just for fun. I just felt like filming this, so here we are. So we're gonna start off with a little gift that I still haven't cracked open, but I fully plan to. Look at what was waiting for me when I got there. Haribo Unicornalicious gummies, and they're super soft, and I really cannot wait to open them. So I am definitely going to be eating these. They are in cotton candy, apple, tangerine, banana, which I will likely avoid, blue raspberry, and berry punch flavor. And they are not sugar-free, for those of you who are scared of the sugar-free Haribos. They are regular Haribos, but she just had to. They're gummy unicorns. She knows me. It's a thing. But she also gifted me a beautiful book, which I cannot wait to show off. So when I went to Florida earlier this year, Dawn Michelle and I flew out together from the West Coast. So I went down to Portland, and then Dawn and I flew out from Portland together and then out to West Palm Beach, Florida, because I presented at StarCon in January, and we met up with Danny there, and then the three of us stayed together, and it was amazing. But on the way down, Dawn Michelle shared this show with me, this animated television show, animated series, it's a cartoon, okay? But it's like for adults, you know, that kind. The show is called Arcane, and it is based on the game, The League of Legends, and she picked this beautiful art book up for me because the characters in this show, the vibes, it's, if you haven't seen it, highly recommend. It's really beautiful. It's a beautifully made show, but also the story arc is really emotive and intense. We were literally ugly crying on the plane together. We watched, I think, like basically the first season pretty much on the way down. And then the second season, like on the way back up, and like at Dawn's place, because I stayed there. I flew back into Portland. But anyways, punchline is, she got me this beautiful art book, and it's been waiting for me in Portland, and like it is stunning. This book is actually put out by Insight Editions, and so I mean, it's clearly been licensed, but this is very much like a making of. It goes into a lot of the art. Like this literally says the art and making of Arcane. I don't know how to talk about this without giving spoilers, but just to say that there are some really fabulous characters and character relationships in this show. And I really don't want to give anything away, but Jinx and Vi are two of the main characters. And there's a lot of other really incredible characters too. I've never played League of Legends. I have no desire to play League of Legends. It's really not my type of game. That's Vi, that's Jinx. But this show was really just such a joy. And it was something specifically that I shared with Dawn Michelle. Ooh, there's like a pullout. Hold on. There's like a whole panorama in here. So yeah, it's the kind of thing that it's massive. This book is massive, but I'm kind of hoping that because, look at this hot pink bookmark. I'm kind of hoping that because this is Inside Editions, that it means that we're going to get a Arcane tarot deck. That would be amazing. So Inside Editions, if you're not already on it, get on it. We would like to see, but please do it well. We don't want lazy pips. We want characters. We want interactions. I mean, there's so much drama in this show. I don't know why I'm like showing you all of this. Like there's like, look at this. There's like a wanted poster tucked in here. This kind of thing is so fun, but like, look at this. Oh my God. This is just all the feels, So we actually rewatched most of season 1 while I was in Portland, which was really fun. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, it just gives me all the feels. Anyways, oh look, there's a whole map of Piltover in the back. Are you kidding? Like, what the heck? Okay, that's very cool. Anyway, very cool. And one of the things that I think is probably my favorite feature of this is that the cover, the dust jacket, is this hot pink like plastic. And this is what the cover looks like behind it. Like, how freaking beautiful and cool is that? Like, the production value on this is really incredible. But anyway, so yeah, I brought that back with me. I will show you the one deck thing for those of you who are like, just show us the deck. We don't care about any of the other stuff. Let me show you the deck. This is actually something that I wanted to purchase regardless, but I wasn't finding it in Canada, or I can't remember what the story was, but Dawn ended up actually buying this for me. It was on sale on Amazon. I was going to just order it and have it shipped to her house, but we're going to get it from the local bookstore. This is called The Light Within by Jody Bergsman. This is an affirmation deck. What drew me to this, I can't remember where I saw it, but what drew me to this is that I love Jody Bergsman's artwork. I've had 2 others of her decks, neither of which ended up working in my practice, like long term. One of them was a like sort of fairies deck that was, I think, her first one that I remember seeing out in the market. And then she had an animal deck called, I think, the Animal Spirit deck, or the Spirit Animal deck, or something like that. And I wanted to love that deck and use that deck, and it was absolutely breathtaking, but I just never found a way to work with it in my practice, and I ended up moving that along. But this, I thought, would be just a really beautiful deck to use like for a bedtime pull. I don't have a whole lot of affirmation based decks, but that's basically what this is, and it's really gorgeous. So this is what the backs look like. The cards are really large. Let me just I'll grab my Unicorn's Journey Oracle, just so you can see, because this is standard tarot size, so you can see it's I mean, these are big cards, but as an affirmation deck, that's fine, because I'm only going to be, I want to showcase Jody's beautiful artwork, and I want to be able to enjoy it, and there's text on the card, so I think that's a really good combo. But so there's a mix of animals, and there's some flowers, there's some insects, things like that in here. So let's just do a quick little flip through. And then look at the chunker book. We'll look at that in a second. But this is US Games, and US Games decks have just been difficult for me to get in Canada affordably lately, or quickly, I should say, is also a bit of an issue. But anyway, I think this is relatively new. When did this come out? This came out copyright 2025, so this year. So it is a new release. Anyway, so this one, for example, it says, abundance, good things flow easily and from everywhere. I'm grateful for all the abundance coming my way. Life supports me. Love surrounds me. We have accomplishment with these beautiful wolves. Action. You will recognize, I think, some of these artwork from her other decks, or from the Animal Spirit, I think. Beautiful. Blessings. These like little, I think they're puffins. Let me just check, because it does tell you in the guidebook, if I remember correctly. So this one is bright. Yeah. So you get, in the guidebook, you get a quote. So here you get, nothing can dim the light that shines from within by Maya Angelou. And I love that the book gives you something extra, which is really great. And then you get a bright meaning. Wait, did they all say bright meaning? No, just the meaning of bright, like what the meaning is. Then you get a little bit of information about whatever's on the card. So these are puffins, and it says, puffins are seabirds with brilliant beaks and are sometimes considered the cutest birds on earth. They can seem clownish, but these birds are their own kind of cool. Their red and orange beaks change color and are brightest during mating season. They have strong family bonds and lay only 1 egg a year. This is a whimsical totem that asks you to find strength in family and let your brightest color shows. And then it talks about some contrary meanings, which are actually sort of questions, which is really interesting. So it says, if you drew this card upside down, you could consider, have you been in hiding? Consider getting out and sharing your brilliance. Do others try to dim your light? Find some bright new friends. Does life seem dull? You can bring back the sun into your life, shine bright. So because it's an affirmation deck, its messages are going to be more uplifting and like direct you in a positive move you in a positive direction, or send your attention in a positive direction. And though I don't have very many decks like that, I struggle sometimes with ones that are too cheesy. I struggle with ones that feel like they don't go deep enough. I think that's why I love Kimberly Sands' Align Heart Affirmations Oracle. I love that one so much. But this one, oh man, it's just so pretty. And I wanted something like, look at this little girl dance. I love life, and it supports me in every possible way. My day begins and ends in gratitude and joy. I always find a reason to dance. I just really love this artist's work and wanted some in my collection. And I do like to use affirmation decks, or decks that have messages on them, in my bedtime pulls. And I thought this would be a great one to rotate into that practice. So we have, oh, this is really beautiful too. We have forgiveness. As I forgive myself, I leave behind all feelings of self-doubt, guilt, and shame. I forgive the past and move forward with love. I forgive and I am free. Gratitude, guardian, and this is like a dragon, which just, dragon paired with guardian is chef's kiss. Guided with the lighthouse, happiness, harmony, healthy with these dolphins, joyful, kindness. You do see repeating animals too, because it's not trying to be a specifically like animal deck. It does bring in animal wisdom, obviously. Look at this though. Like, just look at them. Just look at them. Loved. Like, they're everything. Everything. This art is one I'm very familiar with of hers, and I believe this was in her first deck, but magical. Love, love, love this, and I'm so glad it made it into this deck, and I didn't know that when I purchased it. Miracles, and we have the mountain, perfection, positivity, potential, power, protected, proud, relaxed, released, resilient, safe. I love the turtles here. This reminds me actually of the seeing safe on this card. Legit reminds me of the trust card in my oracle. Did I pass it? Oh no, there it is. See, look, trust. It's like you're safe with the sea turtles. You're safe with the sea turtles. I don't know why they feel like such safe, wise creatures, but they really do. Self-acceptance, self-forgiveness. You will see some repeating themes, I did notice. There's a few cards that seem to have very similar vibes. Smile with these laughing dolphins is great. Strong. You see horses several times, as you've noticed. We've seen cats several times. Look at this whale card. Oh, and look at this owl. This is one of the most beautiful owl cards I think I've ever seen. I want to say that's a great horned owl, but I am just guessing. And if you've watched my channel for like a minute, you know I'm terrible. Never take my word for it when I say I think I know what an animal is. It just says owl. So it's not naming the specific type. But I feel like maybe if you know owls, let us know down below. And then we have Worthy. Worthy. So beautiful. It's such a beautiful deck. So really pleased I picked this up. I'll have a link to this down below just for anybody interested. But yeah, the guidebook gives you quite a bit of information, which is really nice. And this whole kit just feels really well put together. So love it. I love the extra big artwork. I think this would be beautiful for like altar cards or like to set out with an intention for the day, that kind of thing, for a morning journaling practice. This kind of thing can be just really great for that. So really pleased about that. So I picked that up while I was down there. Well, it was gifted to me. Dawn got to it before I could hit the button is basically what happened there. And then that's it for deck related things. I did pick up some stationery things. So I kept walking by these at Barnes & Noble, and I just kept thinking about the fact, okay, so let me tell you what these are. These are actually mini Leuchtturm 1917s, but they're bullet journal X Leuchtturm. So they're a collab between bullet journal, the brand bullet journal, and Leuchtturm. Now, a lot of people bullet journal in Leuchtturm, the bigger A5 style books, but these are pocket size. And seeing these just reminded me of when I first discovered the bullet journal system, like before it like took over the internet and like became this like thing where you make all these spreads and you do all this fancy stuff. In the very beginning, bullet journal was a really simple system of daily logging, and at least the way I learned it initially, it was super, super, super simple. And the fact that this was bullet journal branded, it made me want to remind myself of the original, like basic quick logging bullet journal system, because I do all of my planning like in my iPad pretty much. But it is really handy for me to have. I always have some sort of small paper planner. It's been a weeks for Hobonichi weeks through most of the year. In fact, here's the weeks that I have been using. This has been living in my purse, like basically in my wallet, and I'll use this just for like quick like appointments. Sometimes I'll make note of like, sometimes I'll put my videos in here or my stuff, but mostly it's like just things that are happening. And then I would use the week for just like random stuff. Sometimes I put stickers in there if I get them, but it's like, this is like my messy, I'm out and about, or I need to make plans about things I want to film, or I don't know, my trip, dentist appointments. It's all pretty basic, but like I'll put like little, like it's not quite memory keeping. Like it's like super messy, as you can see. But I like the layout of weeks for that, but I don't really need this much of a planner for the kind of, I guess, pocket planning that I do, essentially. I really just need something to log appointments. I need something for a quick little like messy kind of to-do list. I do keep that stuff in my iPad, but it's very convenient to have something small that I can just have with me all the time or pull out. So I decided to remind myself what old-fashioned bullet journaling looked like. So I picked this up and looked up the old system, and then I kind of looked up some other people's examples and came up with a key for myself for how I was going to do my logging. And so I have like this is like sort of the traditional the first few things are like the traditional bullet journal system that I first learned, where you have like a dot for your task. You turn it to an X when you complete it. You put one line through it if it's in progress, which I forgot about. There's a few that I've been logging that I could have done that with. But anyways, then you do a forward arrow if you're migrating it to a future day, or a backward arrow if it's been previously migrated, a line out to cancel it. And then you have these other ones I think grew over time, but you have different kinds of events. So a circle event, completed event, event in progress, canceled event. I've been using the circle for event and not really using these other ones. I made a little balloon for myself to note birthdays. I made a little like fork if I want to note anything specifically about eating. That's become important to me because I've been trying to keep more of a track of like what kind of meals I'm having, mostly because I am in perimenopause and there's fun things that start cropping up. It's great. The little square for any just random note, an exclamation point for an idea, a triangle for an appointment. This asterisk is priority. I haven't used that much yet. I have been using this little equal sign for like moods and feelings, or just random, like usually like logging emotions or like something that's going on with me that I just want to make note of. Again, that's very, very helpful from a perimenopause perspective. And then I have this little like play button triangle for videos or live stream to log. And so basically what I've been doing, and I've only done this for a few days because I started it when I got back from my trip, but like this is actually, these are designed, let me just show you a blank one real quick. These are designed so that you can like use them like this way, basically. Because they're kind of small. So they have like a written by where you can put your name and information. They have a spot for an intention, which I'll show you how I'm using this page. And then you have your index. Well, I don't really need an index because I'm not going to create a bunch of collections or spreads or do anything like that in it. I just want a regular daily log. So I basically have a month. I have today's date. I got these little tabs, and then I have my key. So my key in the back to remind myself about my logging system. Oh, and then this line and this line are so that I know how many, if I decide to make a spread, I know how many dots are this direction and how many dots are this direction. So it's 19 dots this way and 25 dots this way in case I need that. I saw somebody do that and I was like, that's kind of useful. Anyway, so I just basically, I did a bit of an intention. Make sure I'm not like doxing myself here or doing anything too personal. But basically I just wrote my intention for this notebook is to do some very minimalist bullet journaling, daily logging, so I have a space to leave quick notes, appointments, etc. And the idea is to be loose with structure, just a basic monthly 1 through 31 and daily logs. And then underneath that, I basically created a section for me to write any pre-booked appointments. So these are appointments that are in a future, like they're not in the existing month. So anything past the current month, I've been putting there so that I can later move it into its month when the time comes. Then I just created myself, let's just see. I created for myself a, what do you call this? A 1 through 31 for the month. I did it this direction because there wasn't enough dots to do it the other way. So I just created an August log, and this is where I like can log any big thing. So like, again, appointments or like game I'm playing with Dawn, doctor things. I logged my vacation here. And again, just like I would have done in my weeks, I threw my luggage tag in here, just a reminder that I went to Portland. I flew Alaska Air for that. So I put that on my like month tab. And then my daily log is literally just like dots and X's and appointments and circles and squares and like just like little notes. I made a note when my video came out so I'd remember to go look at the comments and like respond to those. Like just literally date, the calendar day, and then all the stuff that's going on that I needed to do. I had a lot of stuff this week because I was back from vacation. So that's literally how I'm using it. So it's just like a way to stay on task, essentially, with just basic things. But I'm not trying to plug it into any specific spot. I'm not trying for it to be pretty. It's just messy daily logging. It did come with these stickers. Let me show you these better since I'm using that to kind of cover up my page. But every one of these, it came in a 3-pack. And every one of these comes with these month stickers, which I am using the month. I'll show you where I put that. So like in my 1 through 31, I basically put like the month label there and then the number for the month up here so that if I'm flipping through, I can just quickly find that. I feel like there's more like labels than I strictly need. There's even like a little pocket in the back, which is actually super cute. I have a little scorecard here from a little Yahtzee game that I have at work, so that at lunch or whatever I can throw a quick solitaire game of Yahtzee, which is kind of fun. Anyway, so this came in a 3-pack. That's a lot of talk about that, but this was like my very functional, pure business, just something to be effective. And this fits, like, where's my weeks? So this fits in my wallet, right, with this fountain pen, but this is just a little bit wider. I think this is an A6 size. It's just a little bit wider, but it's pretty thin, which I think I like. So this actually slips into my wallet quite nicely. I would almost prefer if it was narrow. I do think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use these for the rest of this year if they'll last me that long. And then I think for next year, what I'm going to do is get a week's size plain notebook and do this exact same system. So it'll just be like plain grid paper, like what you have in the back here. It'd just be like this. I'm going to get I can't talk. I'm going to get a notebook like this, and I'm just going to do my monthly 1 through 31 and then a daily log on every page. And that's going to be my system. So I'm using these for now, but it did remind me of how effective just basic, super messy, super simple bullet journal logging is for me to just like remember what it is I'm doing, working on, etc. So really happy I picked these up. Actually, I kept looking up at them. It was actually our second trip to Barnes & Noble, I think, that I picked these up. I'd looked at them on our first trip and I passed them up, and then I was like, no, got to get it. I did also get a book that I do not still have that was called Mapping the Interior. It was a little thin book. I read it while I was down there, and then I left it down there because I'm like, I've read it now, and now you guys read it. It was interesting. I still don't know what I read. I need somebody who's read it to give me their thoughts, possibly privately, so no spoilers. But the other thing I picked up while I was down there, I actually ordered this to be delivered down there because it's so much cheaper than having it shipped up to Canada, and I'm really excited about this actually, and it lives with my bullet journal, which is convenient, is I got a Pilot Vanishing Point pen. This is my first fountain pen with a 18 karat gold nib, which is not why I got it. I got it because of the absolute practicality of a fountain pen that you can click in and out like a ballpoint. And oh my God, I'm obsessed with this pen. First of all, it writes, I need like a scratch. I need some scratch paper. Here, let me just pull this out. But it literally writes like an absolute dream. So it has the clip at this end. It's the most satisfying click. Like if you know, you know. And actually, because the clip is here, it immediately, when you're picking it up and putting it down a bunch, you like immediately know the right way to grab it to have the nib in the right direction, which I really like. But it is the smoothest, silkiest writer. And this is a Japanese fine as a Pilot, which is really great. And it's so fuss free. I freaking love it. Now, the only gripe I have with Pilot pens in general is that their converters are just really inefficient for how much ink they hold. But what I think a lot of people do, and what I think I'm going to do with this one, is I just put a Pilot cartridge in. I actually have a bunch of cartridges to use up, so I may just use some Pilot cartridges, or I'll get bored of this plain blue ink by the time I've used it up. But I've got a cartridge in it right now, and it's got this little like cartridge like cover that came with it. But it's so easy to take care of this, and it feels very sturdy, and it's just perfect for like chucking in my purse in my wallet along with this. That it's so great. This is just all matte black. It's really elegant. It doesn't feel, it's funny. It's a really nice like high-end pen, but it doesn't feel as like precious as some of my other pens do in a weird way. Like it feels like it's meant for like to be like a daily driver kind of fountain pen. And I absolutely, like when I tell you, like it's just got just the right amount of feedback. It's got a really smooth nib. Like it's got a little bit of bounce. Like I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like it's like this teeny tiny little nib. It almost feels like you're not writing with a fountain pen. It is incredible. And I'm really excited that I picked it up. So I've been using this with my bullet journal. So that's basically it. And just like keeping this next to me pretty much wherever I am. And usually I literally just I just slide the clip onto the front of the book like that and get on with my day. I'm like, that's it. I just chuck it in my bag or keep it next to me, and obsessed. Love, love, love. So that was like a little treat myself moment for sure. But getting that while I was down there instead of having it shipped to Canada, because my favorite fountain pen store is Goulet Pens, and they are in the States. And with all of the back and forth tariff things happening, I just figured it'd be easier to get it while I'm down there. So that's what I did. And I'm really excited I did that because, well, worth it. Everything else on my list, I think, is Sanrio things. Because if you don't know, well, I'll actually link Dawn Michelle's video down below. I will just spoiler alert say that I broke Dawn. And I'm so proud of myself. We went to the mall. I can't remember what we were there for. We were there to go to a store. I don't remember which one. I know I ended up going to Ulta and getting the best. Ooh, I'm going to show you actually. Hold on. I'm such a squirrel because this feels like an old-fashioned like show and tell, if you know, you know. If you've been on my channel for those before. Anyways, we don't have Ulta in Canada, but we went into Ulta and I ended up picking this up. And this was like the best purchase ever. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, what are these called? Unreal Lips. This is in the shade or flavor, I don't know. It's like peach, pure peach. And it's called, yeah, Unreal Lips Healthy Glow Nectar Oil. It's like a lip oil. Oh my God. Basically, it's like a lip gloss / lip oil. It's like one of those kinds of things. First of all, this smells exactly like peach rings candy. If you know, you know. Second of all, it feels really good. It's not sticky. It makes your lips really shiny. It lasts a long time on the lips, which a lot of lip oils don't. And it doesn't irritate my lips because there's almost no pigment to it. Like, I'm going to put just the tiniest bit on my hand so you can see. But it's probably got the faintest, like, you cannot, there's no, like, there's maybe the slightest hint. I was very sparing with it, but there's maybe the slightest hint of color there, but it is not sticky. It's like, I'm going to rub it in. Look at, there's like a little bit of shine. You can see it. Oh my God, my hand smells so good now. Oh my God, it smells exactly like peach rings. There's a little bit of shine, but it's not like glittery. There's no grit. It's like perfectly smooth. Like it just, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Anyway, I hope they have this in Canada because I will definitely be buying it again. I mean, move over like Summer Fridays or whatever. I can't wear most Summer Fridays. I can wear the clear ones, but this was beautiful and I'm so excited that I picked it up. So anyways, we went into Ulta and then we ended up going into one of those little Japanese themed stores, you know, where you have the Hello Kitty things and whatever. And while we were in there, I think that the store down there is called Jammy. And while we were in there, I was like looking at all of the Sanrio things because I love Sanrio everything. And I picked up like some cute things. Like I picked up this because of course I did. Actually, I don't remember where I got this. I think I got this in a different store, but this is just a little notebook. It's got these little like plastic rings that I think they look like you can open them and like maybe replace these pages technically. I don't know how that works. But anyways, so this is Hello Kitty. It says, I feel like I'm dreaming on a fluffy cloud surrounded by shiny, wonderful things. And she's riding a unicorn. So of course, oh, I gotta get rid of that. Of course, I had to get that. Yeah, this came from Miniso, which we have a Miniso like in our neighborhood too. But it's really cute. And this is actually like a pocket. I don't know if this one is. Yeah, this one's not a pocket. I feel like these look like they open. Look at, oh my God. They do open. Look at, they open. Okay, well, that's really stinking cute. I don't know where you get refills. Does anybody know if you can get refills? That's really cute. Okay, anyways, I just thought this would be kind of like a fun little notebook to just have kicking around. Whatever. But while we were looking at like Hello Kitty things, not at Miniso, but at the place we were at before that, Jammy, we were looking at characters and I was kind of like directing. I was kind of pointing Dawn in the direction of Kuromi. Because Kuromi, if you don't know, do I have anything with Kuromi on it? Oh my God. I do, but I'll have to spoilers. Anyways, Kuromi is like the little goth like character in the Sanrio universe. And anyways, so Dawn got real excited, ended up getting really excited about Kuromi, ended up totally jiving with her and ended up buying a bunch of Kuromi things. And then like, it was so funny because she's like, oh my God, you broke me. And it was hilarious. It was amazing. And then we went home and there was a thing about Pokemon cards where my son wanted some Pokemon cards and we'd already left. And then I thought they were sold out, but we decided to go back and check. But before we did all of that, when we went home, we were looking up the lore because we were frustrated because we couldn't find anything with with Kuromi and Hello Kitty together. And I've always gravitated towards Hello Kitty because she's the character I knew, the one that I kind of grew up with. But we looked up the lore about Kuromi. Turns out Kuromi and My Melody are friends, which was cool. And they come from the same universe. And that's why everything we saw that had Kuromi with another character, Kuromi was with My Melody. If your eyes are glazing over at Sanrio, then you're not going to like the rest of this video either because it's going to get worse, okay? But anyways, so we're like, okay, what's the deal with My Melody? So first of all, when we looked up Kuromi and we looked up her story and her personality, we're like, oh my God, that's literally Dawn. Like, it's literally Dawn in a Sanrio character. It's actually kind of hilarious. She's like kind of like a nerd. She's got all this computer tech stuff and she like is kind of got that goth flavor. She likes everything to be like black and dark and her colors tend to be black and purple. And anyways, so we were looking all this stuff up and then we looked at My Melody and like read the description of her. And it's like, oh, she's really sweet and she's, you know, she's kind of oblivious and she's sort of, and as we're reading about her, I'm like, oh my God, that's actually my personality in a character. And so that is My Melody. Let me show you My Melody because of course, then we went back to the mall to check for the Pokemon cards and to get some My Melody things. This is My Melody. She's like this like bunny type character and she and Kuromi have this kind of frenemies situation going on. It's really cute. I picked this up. I'll show you other things I picked up with My Melody. But this led us down a whole rabbit hole where we ended up watching the show that had just launched on Netflix called My Melody and Kuromi, which is a stop motion, super, super cute show. But it is not for small children, like small children. It actually will surprise you. If you are curious, even a little bit, I definitely encourage you to watch it. It was really great. But there were tears, there was like laughter, there was like absolute shock and horror in parts of the show. But anyways, really cute. And we watched some other compilation stuff with My Melody and Kuromi. And then My Sweet Piano, who is this like little lamb character, kept showing up. And needless to say, I came home from Portland and then I broke Danny. So yeah, that's a whole thing. But anyways, for now, I'll tell you about the My Melody stuff I picked up. I picked this up because it is just like, if you like stationery, you might enjoy this part, but this is like a document folder. So it opens up and you have like a pocket here. Then you have like a zip pocket. Then you have these like two-sided like plastic sheets with these big secretarial pockets. And there's like 3 of those. So you have, well, actually there's 1 single-sided and then 2 double-sided. So you have 6 total secretarial plus this. And I thought this would be perfect for like organizing like printouts or receipts or other paperwork, especially if I haven't filed it or logged it yet. And I just thought this would be the cutest thing. And plus it says, tickly, fizzy, sparkling bubbles are like little bursts of joy. And it made me really happy. And I've got like a Bruno hair on it already. But yeah, it's super cute. So I picked that up. So needless to say, when we went back, I had to go get a bunch of My Melody things. I got this little phone holder. Look at how cute she is. Look, I love her like single flopped over ear is like literally my favorite. So this is My Melody. And like your phone can sit on it like that or like that. This is like the perfect little thing. This is actually going to go to work and live on my desk at work. I have a different phone holder there, but this is going to take its place. And it's got that kind of like base where when you put it on something like not soft, like on a desk, it just like, it won't move. So love that. I also picked this one up. This is another notebook. This one does not open, but it's metal rings. This is the cutest thing though. So this is the Sanrio characters. You do not see My Sweet Piano here, which is such a bummer, but that is Pom Pom Purin, My Melody, Hello Kitty. That's Kuromi. That's Kuromi. And that's her little angry, I forget what creature he is, but that's like her little buddy. My Melody is also really good friends with My Sweet Piano. That is, I'm blanking on his name, and Cinnamoroll. That's Cinnamoroll. I forget his name. It starts with a P. It'll probably tell me if I actually, yeah, it'll tell me if I flip to their pages. So anyways, these have these like plastic divider sheets, and they literally divide each section, and you get these, the papers are all the same. Yeah, the papers inside are all the same. They just change color. So you get this kind of like cream color with this sort of strawberry bottom for the Hello Kitty section. And then look, like, tell me this is not Dawn in a character. Like, for reals. Like, look at the computer and all the monitors and, like, the freaking video game console that she's, or holder, like, controller she's holding. That's Cinnamoroll. There's My Melody with all her little pretty things and bows and dresses. There's Pom Pom Purin in the kitchen. He's the little dog. And then this one is, oh yeah, Pochico. Pochico? I don't know. Sanrio people who know these characters better are probably like, Lisa, how did you not know all these? I just grew up seeing Hello Kitty, and I had like my first ever piggy bank was Hello Kitty, so I formed a fondness. But when you watch the shows, Hello Kitty does not have as distinctive a personality as all these other characters do. Plus, she has no mouth compared to all the rest who actually do have mouths, and it's kind of weird when you watch the show. But anyways, I even got Dawn playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Cozy Gaming, before I left Portland, which was great. And I may have convinced Danny to also play. I, of course, play, so that's fun. So I picked that up. Also, random thing that I was totally going to use when I was down there and didn't, but these are just little eye patches that I just plan to treat myself and use one night when I'm just like wanting to pamper. I want cake. They're just like little hydrating eye patches. It's like a sheet mask, but for your, under your eyes. I cannot do sheet masks like all over my face, but I thought that'd be a fun little treat, little self-care treat. Okay, I've got so much more coming of My Melody. Oh, I also picked up this fun little highlighter. Like, look at this. This is the cutest thing. Let me go into where's my scratch paper? This is a unicorn highlighter. I actually got this at Barnes & Noble, though. Like, it's like got pink, it's got blue, and it's got purple, and this is perfect for, I just thought this would be perfect for like my little, am I messing it up already? I hope not. I thought this would just be perfect for inside of my, what is on it? This just lives in my bag, like with my fountain pen for my little bullet journal. Like I've already been kicking it around in places. You can see it's already gotten dirty, but anyways, I thought that'd be cute. So that literally is like part of this little set. Okay, I've got more to show because this is how I'm rolling. I got a My Melody headband and it's super cozy. It's not like tight, but it's like her little bunny ears. Look how it's like so cute. And Dawn, of course, got the Kuromi version while we were at the store, which was adorable. We meant to take a selfie with them and forgot because we're dumb. But I will wear it at some point. But I like these, actually, I like these kinds of like silly fluffy headbands because I always pull my hair back. Like use a headband when I'm doing my skincare or washing my makeup off or washing my face. And these are just, this kind of thing is so great for that because it's cozy. It's like a cozy headband. Yeah. My favorite Sanrio thing I got while we were down there is this little purse. Oh my God. It's actually long enough, got a long enough crossbody, but it's also so freaking cute. We have a very pouty Kuromi. She's like one of my favorite Kuromi faces we've seen. Very pouty Kuromi. There she is again. Cinema Roll and Pom Pom Pourin. And of course My Melody's on here. She's also up here. We have the little twin stars. We have Hello Kitty. I just thought this was so freaking cute. It just says Hello Kitty and friends here. But look, 2 pouty Kuromi's here. And then there's My Melody. And she looks kind of worried and like anxious. I'm like, yeah, vibes. This is by a company called Loungefly, and they were selling these at Hot Topic, and I absolutely had to. And it's, again, Dawn ended up with a new Kuromi purse that is all the Kuromi vibes. It's like black with like chain accents, and this is just totally me. And inside here are all the other like little Sanrio things that I got. So this adorable little Hello Kitty mini notebook, which is so stinking cute. She's just in like bunny ears, which is ironic because I got this before the whole My Melody fiasco. But I just thought this was so cute, and it has like a little charm. Like, do I need this? No. Is it just super cute? I was kind of hoping that I have a little Hello Kitty fountain pen, like a little mini. It's a Kaweco Sport aluminum. And I was kind of hoping it would like fit like in here, but it does not. And I was kind of sad about it, if I'm being honest. I was hoping it would tuck right here and I could snap this around it, but it does not. It does not fit. But this is super cute and it fits like so nicely in here. So that's perfect. A Hello Kitty, like, or not Hello Kitty, this is my Melody. It's got like the little dangle. So I'm going to attach that to a bag, probably my work bag or something. I'm tempted to kind of dangle it off of here, but I don't feel like it quite matches. So I might do it on my work bag. I almost forgot what all this stuff was. Oh my gosh. Okay. We also have, oh, not that one yet. Hold on. There's 2 of these. Here we go. We each got a set of these. These actually came with like little air fresheners, but these are little vent clips. They clip on your vents in your car. I'm going to put these on my car now that I've shown them on camera. I forgot, but these are going to go in there. And like, look, she's got this like kind of like she's up to something face always. And My Melody is always looking like she is like going to get caught off guard. It's so cute. So these 2 together in the car are going to be so cute. But yeah, they had like little I just pitched, I don't care about the air fresheners, but I thought those were really cute. I think Dawn found those. Little figures. So adorable. And then I got an actual little figure. This was actually a little figure set. There was a little My Melody figure, and there was also a Kuromi figure, so we split the set. She's got cotton candy. She's the cutest. I love her so much. There's also, let's see, oh yeah, this is going to go probably on my bullet journal. This is just like a little clip. Like it's literally just like a little clip. Oh my God. That actually makes me really happy. I can actually potentially put my stickers in the back. Like, am I going to clip this on here or am I going to clip it on something else? I don't know, but for right now, it's going to go on here. Like, how, it's just so freaking cute. Did I need it? No. Is there any actual purpose to this? No. But it's My Melody. Look, she's so cute. So yeah, bought that. Like, it's ridiculous. The Sanrio stuff. Like, this is a zipper pull. Like you put your zipper, I actually did it with this, but it doesn't quite match the vibe of this particular purse, but you literally just slide it over the zipper right there, and then it locks with this little tab, and you can get it back out by just kind of pressing and wiggling it back out, which is what I did, but I'm going to put that on the zipper, maybe again of my work bag. We will see. Maybe these are my work bag accessories. What else do we have in here? Oh, our friend Allie. So we play Baldur's Gate 3. Dawn and I play Baldur's Gate 3 with Allie and Krista. In fact, our next game, at the time I'm filming this, well, you won't see this till after we've played our last game. But anyways, Allie got us Baldurian each a Baldurian coin. And so she sent Dawn and mine to me while we were together in Portland, which is awesome. So this is a Baldur's Gate 3 currency, which is so cute. And then what else do we have in here? Oh yeah, this is the Vi pin. Again, we had there was a Vi and Jinx set from the show Arcane. This is Vi. She's the character that I like best in the show, and Dawn's favorite character is Jinx. So got the pen that's going to go in my, I forget what they're called, the peekaboo bags that have places for you to put your pins. I have one of those, and this is going to go on there. This is another little charm. This is probably going to hang off of this. It's got a weird texture and it's freaking me out. So this was inside of a package when I got it, but it's really cute. It's a My Melody little dangle, like little dangle charm. Here's the thing. It's got that texture that makes me think that there's a thing I'm supposed to peel off, but I have not figured it out yet. But I think it's got a thing I'm supposed to peel off because the texture on here is really, really, really weird. And it's super scuffed. And I'm pretty sure, like I'm 90. Oh, wait, I think I can see it. Can I see it? I'm going to mess up my nails if I try to. Oh, I got to do it later. But anyways, I think I have to peel that off. That's going to go with that. These are all like work bag things. What else is in here? I think so much stuff in here. Here is a Kuromi and My Melody pen. They're actually having their anniversary in, I want to say it's this year or it's next year, but it's My Melody's 50th anniversary and it's Kuromi's 20th anniversary. So there's a bunch of stuff with them in these like black bows that are coming out, like some new Funko Pop figures and things with them in these like outfits for their matching anniversary. But this is just like I'm pretty sure, I want to test this. It's got the tip on the back like this is a friction pen, and I really think this is a friction pen. Let's test the theory. Hello? Okay. I'm going to test it because I am pretty solidly, yep, it's a friction pen. Which I really like using pens like this in planners because as long as you let them dry first, they work really well. But you write and you erase. It's like an erasable pen, which if I'm going to use a basic ass pen like this and not a fountain pen, I want it to be a friction pen. So I was excited about that. And then, oh, this is part of something else. Oh, this one's a pencil. I'm pretty sure this is the pencil. Yeah, this is the pencil. I want to make sure the lead goes back in, but this is a My Melody mechanical pencil. I hope y'all enjoy this because like literally I just want to show and tell with the internet. That's what we're doing right now. I got a ruler, which this actually, I had to put this in this bag so I would remember to show it, but this actually lives in my little wallet with this bullet journal. It's just like a basic, you can see her better from this angle. It's just like a basic My Melody little plastic, little acrylic ruler. So these two like feel like they're the same vibes. These are my stationery My Melodies. Those live in my wallet with my bullet journal. I've got some extra leads for my My Melody pencil. These came together in a little kit. And then the last thing in here, oh, and then there was like a little eraser that also, look at the little My Melody eraser. I hope it's focusing. There it goes. This also came with this little pencil set. And then there was a click eraser. This is freaking great. So I want to test and see how this feels as an eraser. And there was a refill, 2 refills. So let's just clicky up some pencil marks. I have a tendency, me and mechanical pencils, man. I have a tendency to, I think, press too hard is what I was about to say. And that was very timely considering I totally just broke my lead. I just want to make some marks and then put that away. This is a clicker. Look at it. It's a clicker eraser. Oh, hey, that's actually a pretty decent little eraser. Perfect. So got a little click eraser, got a little pencil. These are going to come in handy because I've been doing some fun little solo gaming things, which require you to make notes sometimes on little character sheets that you have to constantly erase. So that's what these are for, but just fun little stationery things. Nothing super fancy there. And then this just adorable freaking bag. And I love little purses. I can fit my phone. I've already checked, so I can slide my phone in here. I can slide my lip gloss in here and like my wallet or like a couple of cards and call it a day and like go out and do my stuff. I'm actually waiting for, there's some really cute My Melody wallets that are coming out for her anniversary. So I'm hoping to get like a little My Melody wallet. But there is actually, if you go in here, there's like this little pocket right here, which is the literal perfect size to slide like my driver's license and like my debit card or my Visa. And then just everything else is just in here. And it's like the cutest freaking bag. Anyway, I'm a purse whore. I love purses. What can I say? Okay, y'all. This chaotic show and tell was brought to you by My Melody. and my little trip to Portland and spending time with my bestie and basically just getting into trouble together. And it was so great. But I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, because I mean, this is the kind of thing I just like to do sometimes. It's just come look at all my toys and things with me. I appreciate it. But thanks for hanging out with me. And if you have any feedback on any of these characters or anything about this, let me know. But I am obsessed. I need to get like a plush. I'm thinking about, I told Dawn the next time she's here, she needs to come and we need to get Build-A-Bears with these characters, because they have them at Build-A-Bear right now. And if you watch the My Melody or have watched the My Melody and Kuromi show on Netflix that just launched in like July, like literally no spoilers, but like let me know what you thought, because I think if you've watched the show, you'll understand why we both, the second we saw a couple of scenes from that show, Dawn and I literally looked at each other and were like, Danny's My Sweet Piano. And then of course, when I got back, I was like, okay, Danny, and I tried not to influence her. I was like, you need to look at the characters in Sanrio and you need to like figure out who you are, because now that Dawn and I figured out who we are, we need you to figure out who you are. And it was so freaking great. And the way that she kind of went to My Sweet Piano made me so happy, because I was like, you're my sweet piano. Like, she's totally my sweet piano. But you have to understand that there's some subtle things about that character that are just so Danny. And yeah, so we've all found our Sanrio characters, and now it's a thing, and you will probably see more of it here and there on the channel, because ridiculous. And also, as Dawn said in her video, again, which I will link down below, Magpie's gonna magpie, and that's what we did. So a little bit of craziness. I still do like Hello Kitty, but now that I like personally identify with My Melody, you know what I realized about My Melody? She's like when I was watching My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, she reminds me, My Melody is like the Fluttershy, kind of. If actually, she's kind of like Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie mixed together is My Melody. And those are the two ponies that I always like identified the most with. So, you know, take that as you will. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm like literally just babbling at y'all now. So thanks for hanging out. I hope you got something useful or enjoyed hanging out with me while I just babbled about all the things. But thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you in my next video. Until then, may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye!